The Ultra series is the collective name for all the shows produced by Tsuburaya Productions featuring Ultraman, his many brethren, and the myriad Ultra monsters. The Ultra series is one of the prominent Tokusatsu superhero genre productions from Japan, along with Toei-produced series Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and the Metal Heroes. The Ultra franchise is also one of the most well-known examples of the daikaiju genre, which also includes Toho's Godzilla films, and Daiei Films' Gamera series. However, the Ultra series also falls into the kyodai subgenre of tokusatsu shows. The Ultraman and his many kin are usually red and silver and have glowing yellow almond-shaped dome eyes and various abilities, most notably to fire energy beams from various positions of crossed hands. The Ultra beings' main weakness is that they can only stay on Earth in giant form for a limited span of time, usually not longer than 3 minutes, owing to a limited supply of energy. This is marked by a light on the character's body usually called the color timer, or warning light, which eventually begins to blink with increasing frequency as his energy supply dwindles. At this stage, the Ultra beings must either find a way to recharge or finish the fight as soon as possible, or involuntarily revert to human form, or worse, risk certain death. Some say another reason for Ultraman to recharge is because the Earth is badly polluted by humans, so Ultraman only has 3 minutes on Earth, but can survive long enough in outer space. The time limit only happens inside the Earth's atmosphere, but they have none of those setbacks outside. To counter this, Ultraman almost always merge with a human host or create a human form for themselves in order to survive on Earth, more often than not reviving a recently dead person with their own life force. Ultra beings also appear to be near impossible to permanently kill, as several times an Ultra being has been killed only to be revived by another member of their species. In other cases, a large enough amount of energy can be utilized to bring them back to life, usually provided by their human allies, even after being completely destroyed, as was the case with Meba's death at the hands of Empira, only to be revived shortly thereafter by the life energy of his allies. Ultramen always try to avoid battles in inhabited areas or fighting in a place where there are innocent bystanders and try to cause the least amount of destruction as possible, from the side effects of their fights when confronting in the city, when and if they can't. A city like Tokyo would be destroyed. The Ultra garrison are ranked from low-tier cosmics to high-tier cosmics. The Ultraman phenomenon. Ultraman was followed by many other series. Sequels to the original series are Ultra 7, The Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Ace, Ultraman Taro, Ultraman Leo, Ultraman 80, Ultraman Tiga, Ultraman Dyna, Ultraman Gaia, and Ultraman Cosmos. Recently the studio tried a reinvention of the hero through the Ultra N project, which involved 3 heroes, Ultraman No in late 2003, Ultraman Nexus, and Ultraman. This was followed by a return to old-school style series in the form of Ultraman Max. In the course of Max series, another new hero known as Ultraman Xenon was also introduced. April 2006 saw the 40th anniversary series, Ultraman Mebius, which signaled a long-awaited return to the original canon. Another hero was also introduced, Ultraman Hikari, formerly known as Hunter Knight Tsurugi. The franchise has also been in the movie theaters, starting with Ultraman Zarth and Ultraman Zarth 2, Ultraman Tiga, The Final Odyssey, released in 2000, as well as Ultraman, a movie that opened in December 2004. The straight-to-video market also saw the release of Ultraman Neos in 2000, as well as special features for Ultraman Tiga, Dyna, and Gaia, who have teamed up in theatrical features. The Ultraman Mebius and Ultra Brothers movie opened in September 2006. Foreign productions include the 1987 Hanna-Barbera co-production Ultraman, The Adventure Begins, an animated movie. Ultraman, Towards the Future, an Australian 1991 production, and Ultraman, The Ultimate Hero, produced in the United States in 1993. Ultraman series have also been dubbed into various languages, including English, Spanish, Portuguese, Korean, Malay, Mandarin, Indonesian and Cantonese. Also of note is the American English dub of Ultraman Tiga by 4Kids Entertainment that aired in 2002. The dub considerably distorted the characterization and general mood of the series, and, possibly as a result, it achieved only limited success. An episode of the Oshi no Kirby anime series contains an Ultraman reference, leading to the possibility that Tiga may have only been licensed in order to explain the reference. In 1993, Tsuburaya Productions and Toei Company co-produced Ultraman vs. Kamen Rider, a crossover with the original Ultraman and Toei's Kamen Rider 1. This direct-to-video feature is co-copyrighted by both Toei and Tsuburaya Productions. At present, Tsuburaya Prod. accepts 36 Ultraman as official. This figure does not account for type-produced Ultraman. In 2013, the Ultra series was cited in the Guinness Book of World Records as the record holder for the most number of spin-off shows. The government of Malaysia banned the printing of an Ultraman book because it compared the character of Ultraman King with Allah, the Arabic word for God, even though it is commonly used in Malaysian to refer to any god. The Ministry of Home Affairs stated that the comparison may confuse Muslim children and damage their faith. Basic shows, an asterisk denotes shows that feature no Ultraman. Ultra Q, Ultraman, Ultra 7, The Return of Ultraman, Ultraman Ace, Ultraman Taro, Ultraman Leo, Ultraman 80, Ultraman, Towards the Future co-production with Australia, Ultraman, The Ultimate Hero co-production with USA, Ultraman Tiga, Ultraman Dyna, Ultraman Gaia, Ultraman Neo's direct-to-DVD series, Ultraman Cosmos, Ultra Q, Dark Fantasy, Ultraman Nexus, Ultraman Max, Ultraman Mebus Ultra 710, Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy Mega Monster Battle, Never-Ending Odyssey, Ultraman Retsuden, Neo Ultra Q, Ultraman Ginga, Ultraman Ginga S Ultraman Kids Shows, Ultraman Kids M78 Movie, Ultraman Kids Proverb Stories, Ultraman Kids, 30 million. Light Years Looking for Mama, Movies, Ultraman Compilation Film, Ultraman, Ultra 7, Great Violent Monster Fight Special Event Movie filmed in Cinerama. 1. The 6 Ultra Brothers vs. the Monster Army Thai co-production, Ultraman Compilation Film, Ultraman, Great Monster Decisive Battle Compilation Film, Ultraman Zoffy, Ultra Warriors vs. the Giant Monster Army, Ultraman Story, Ultraman, The Adventure Begins US-Japan Animated TV Movies, Specials and OVAs, Ultra Q the Movie, Legend of the Stars, Ultraman Wonderful World, Revive. Ultraman Compilation, Ultraman Company, This is the Ultraman Investigation Team, Ultraman Zarth. Ultraman Zarth 2, Superman Big Battle, Light and Shadow, Ultra Neon, Extraordinary Cat Who Descended from the Starry Sky. Ultraman Tiga and Ultraman Dyna, Warriors of the Star of Light, Ultra Neon 2, The Great Happy Operation. Ultraman Tiga and Ultraman Dyna and Ultraman Gaia, Battle in Hyperspace, Ultraman Tiga, The Final Odyssey, Ultraman Cosmos, The First Contact, Ultraman Cosmos 2, The Blue Planet, Ultraman Cosmos vs. Ultraman Justice, The Final Battle, Ultraman, Ultraman Mebus and Ultra Brothers, Superior Ultraman 8 Brothers, Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy, Ultraman Zero, The Revenge of Belial, Ultraman Saga, Specials, TV, Ultra 7, Operation, Solar Energy, Ultra 7, The Ground of the Earthlings, Ultraman vs. Kamen Rider co-production with Toei Company and Ishinomori Productions, OVA/anime series, The Ultraman Anime Series, co-produced by Sunrise, Ultraman Graffiti, Ultraman, Super Fighter Legend, OVT, 1998 Ultra 7 Series, Ultra 7, Lost Memory, Ultra 7, From Earth Forever, Ultra 7, Betrayal of the Sun, 1999 Ultra 7 Series, Ultra 7, Glory and Legend, Ultra 7, The Sky Flying Colossus, Ultra 7, The Day the Fruit Ripens, Ultra 7, Consequences of a Promise, Ultra 7, The Imitated Man, Ultra 7, I Am an Earthling, 2001 Heisei Ultraman Side Stories, Ultraman Tiga Side Story, The Giant Resurrected in the Ancient Past, Ultraman Dyna, Return of Heinejiro, Ultraman Gaia, Gaia Again, 2002 Ultra 7, Evolution Series, Ultra 7, Evolution, Darkside, Ultra 7, Evolution, Perfect World, Ultra 7, Evolution, Neverland, Ultra 7, Evolution, Innocent, Ultra 7, Evolution, Akashic Record, 2007 Ultraman Mebius Side Story, Hikari Saga, Arb's Tragedy, Hikari Saga, A Warrior's Training, Hikari Saga, Return of Light, 2008 Ultraman Mebius Side Story, Armored Darkness, Stage 1, Destructive Legacy, Stage 2, The Wicked Immortal Armor, 2009 Ultraman Mebius Side Story, Ghost Reverse, Stage 1, Graveyard of Darkness, Stage 2, Emperor of Resurrection, 2010 Ultra Galaxy Legends Side Story, Ultraman Zero vs Darklops Zero, Stage 1, Cosmic Collision, Stage 2, Zero Suicide Zone, 2011 Ultraman Zero Side Story, Killer the Beatstar, Stage 1, Universe of Steel, Stage 2, Pledge of the Meteor, Mini-Shows, Ultra Fight, Ultra Super Fight, Ultra Super Legend, Andromelos, Ultraman Nice, Video Games, Ultraman, Towards the Future, Ultra League, PD Ultraman Battle Collection 64, Ultraman Fighting Evolution, Ultraman Fighting Evolution 2, Sharinko Hero, Ultraman Fighting Evolution 3, Ultraman Fighting Evolution Rebirth, Ultraman Nexus, Ultraman Fighting Evolution 0, Daikaiju Battle, Ultra Colosseum DX, Ultra Senshi Desuketsu, Digital Ultra Japanese DVD release. In Japan, there have been several box sets that were released, which would each contain a particular Ultra series. As of now, there are only 4 such box sets. The sets were released as part of the Digital Ultra movement where the shows would be re-released with digital remastering. The following are the series which have been released as such: Ultra Q Ultraman, Ultra 7, Ultraman Jack. The Digital Ultra re-release order of the series may not match the chronological order in which they were originally aired in Japan. Licensing rights dispute. Ultraman's licensing rights outside of Japan have been the subject of a prolonged legal dispute between Tsuburaya Productions and Toei Productions based in Thailand. Tsuburaya had previously collaborated with Toei on the production of 2 movies, The Six Ultra Brothers vs. the Monster Army and Jumbo and Giant, the latter of which featured another Tsuburaya superhero, Jumbo in 1974. Sompot Saendwenche, founder-president of Toei Productions, claimed and maintained that in 1976, the late Noboru Tsuburaya, Eiji's son, who had died in 1995, had given him and his company a contract which had given him rights to everything Ultraman outside Japanese territories in exchange for a monetary loan. The claim is rumored to have originated from a gamble held by a drunken Hawaiian Tsuburaya and Sompot Saendwenche over the rights to the franchise. In spite of the fact that the document failed to state clearly and specifically exactly what had been given to Tsuburaya in exchange for these rights, Japanese and Thai courts accepted this contract as real and binding because of the supposed hanko of the late Noboru Tsuburaya in the document. Tsuburaya Productions insisted and maintained that the contract was a forgery, and repeatedly contested the issue. In the course of the legal battle, Sompot presented photos of himself sharing his photos of Thai Buddhist edifices stating that Eiji had based Ultraman's face on the said edifices, a claim which he has continued to hold since the dispute began. No other evidence supporting this claim was known to exist. After an 8-year battle in the courts of both countries, Sompot Saendwenche was awarded a favorable decision on April 27, 2004. The exact ruling fell into some dispute. Some said it only gave him merchandising rights for the first 6 Ultra series and Jumbo outside Japan, and broadcasting rights of said shows within Thailand. Other accounts, usually reported in the Thai Asian media, said that Toei had gained the rights to those 6 shows everywhere outside Japan. The latter could be taken as Toei's side of the story, as Tsuburaya was reported in the Japanese media to continue taking further action against them. Tsuburaya decided not to market any of the disputed 6 Ultra series outside Japan until it had completely settled the rights issues with Toei, although the company continued to merchandise and distribute all of the Ultraman programs created after Ultraman Taro, including the theatrical feature Ultraman and Next, throughout the world. Because of the copyright struggle, importing literature on Ultraman into Singapore and Malaysia was prohibited. It also resulted in a slight backlash against Thai Ultraman fans, who were assumed to be outright Chaeyo supporters. In 2005, the American company BCI Eclipse announced they had acquired the DVD rights to the original Ultraman from Chaeyo. A 3-disc box set containing the first 20 episodes of the series was released on July 18, 2006, and a second 3-disc box set containing the remaining 19 episodes was released on November 7, 2006. Both sets feature the original Japanese monaural dialogue track as well as the English-dubbed version produced by United Artists for North American syndication. At certain times, the English dialogue track switched over to the Japanese dialogue for small periods of time. This was because BCI had used audio from older recordings in which several scenes had to be cut or shortened for the American broadcast in order to fit running time constraints. Tsuburaya Productions still held on to the complete original English dubbing materials, which they had obtained from a warehouse in 1997, and refused to provide them for BCI. During the time of the legal battle, Chaeyo came up with 3 of their own Ultras, Ultraman Millennium, Dark Ultraman, and Ultraman Elite. These were not used for purposes other than stage shows and merchandise. Chaeyo also created a TV series he called Project Ultraman, unaired as of late March 2008, a joint project in China featuring his own Ultraman and attaching Hong Kong star, Akin Cheng to the project. On August 23, 2006, Tsuburaya Productions filed a new lawsuit against Chaeyo for copyright infringement and plagiarism, and the court case was taken to China. The Chinese courts in Beijing opened the Ultraman Copyright Study Group in response to the lawsuit. In April 2007, the Thailand Intellectual Property Court ruled in favor of Tsuburaya Productions, ordering Chaeyo to cease and desist making commercial profits from Chaeyo-produced Ultraman characters such as Millennium, Dark, and Elite. The defendants were also fined 15 million Thai bahts plus interest and attorney's fees. Project Ultraman went on hiatus as a result of the ruling, which implied that although Chaeyo owned the right to some of the Ultraman series, it did not own the right to Ultraman and his brothers, including the design. Chaeyo gained permission to merchandise the original series, but lost the right to create and market its own Ultraman, or even use the original, without Tsuburaya consent. On February 5, 2008, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Tsuburaya Productions of Japan after they made an appeal to the initial ruling. The ruling ended the long legal battle by finding Sompot Saenduenche was not a co-creator of Ultraman. The decision ended Sompot's bid to continue his enterprise, and the court gave Sompot 30 days to stop profiteering from Ultraman. The final ruling saw Tsuburaya Productions as the sole copyright owner. Sompot was also required to pay 10,700,000 Thai bahts plus interest at the rate of 7.5% a year starting from December 16, 1997, when the original lawsuit was filed. Then in 2009, the Thai Intellectual Property Court and the Tokyo District Court both ruled in favor of the Thai company. This led to the Tokyo District Court on September 30, 2010. Ordering Tsuburaya Productions Company of Japan to pay damages of 16.36 million yen to Sompot Saenduenche of Thailand for violating his overseas copyrights on Ultraman characters. References. External links, Portal Ultraman Brazil and Ultraman Brazilian fan site. Henshin. Online, official statement by Masahiro Tsuburaya, Henshin. Online, Chaeyo vs. Tsuburaya, Ultraman Forever, The Japan Times, November 12, 2006. An overview of the franchise.